Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines. U.S. government says they could block the Binance FTX deal. Well, guess what? They could have stopped what's happening right now from happening. We're going to get into that. You're going to want that evidence that we've got today for you. Sanctions with OFAC and Tornado Cash. Ripple partner to serve 800 million people. BRICS looks like it's growing, ladies and gentlemen. This is getting real. Could Germany be next to join the BRICS coalition? We got that and a crypto bloodbath. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Woo-wee, do I love the smell of crypto in the morning. In the afternoon, too. Good afternoon, wherever you are. $877 billion cryptocurrency market cap, ladies and gentlemen. We are off now by more than 17%. The crypto market cap. Yeah, good afternoon. Strong stomach? I hope so, because I don't think it's over yet either. Bitcoin 17,000, almost in the 16,000 range. Ethereum is $1,100 plus now. XRP is 36 cents. We're off by 18.7 on the 24-hour and 22.4 on the 7-day. My, how quickly it goes. You know, it makes me think of this. I Trust Capital. I was a customer before they were a sponsor, and there's a reason for it. And this is a wonderful time to have this conversation. I Trust Capital is custody, institutional custody for your crypto IRA. Yeah. You're not sitting around here wondering all this stuff going on, hanky-panky, whatever, like some other platforms, which I will not name. You know that your assets are in good hands and institutional custody is provided for iTrust to do what they do for all of us. Link is underneath the description. I got to get some more money in there. I haven't got nearly enough in there that I'd like to. And of course, I never seem to have enough dry powder. But again, click the link if it's right for you. Nothing better than buying tax-free crypto. That's how I like to say it. Galaxy Digital reveals exposure of $76.8 million of cash and digital assets to FTX. Uh-oh. $47.5 million is currently in the withdrawal process. You hate to see it. Wonder where old Mike Novogratz is these days. Tom Brady and his recently divorced from wife, Gisele Bündchen, put their $650 million fortune into maximizing their stake in FTX cryptocurrency. Oh boy. Well, now you have to wonder if this is part of the reason they're getting busted up. Now, I don't want to speculate down that lane. That's a whole nother video, but oh boy. CZ put this out and said, in spirit of transparency, might as well share the actual note sent to all Binance team globally a few hours ago. He says, given the events that transpired over the last couple days, I want to reiterate a few points. One, we did not master plan this or anything related to it. It was less than 24 hours ago that SBF called me, and before that, I had very little knowledge of the internal state of things at FTX. I could do some mental calculations with other revenues to guess theirs, but it would never be very accurate. I was surprised when he wanted to talk. My first reaction was he wants to do an OTC deal, but here we are. Two, as the due diligence for the deal is ongoing, I want to remind everyone, do not trade FTT tokens. If you have a bag, you have a bag. Do not buy or sell. As soon as I finished the call with SBF yesterday, I asked our team to stop selling as an organization. Yes, we have a bag, but that's okay. More importantly, we need to hold ourselves to a higher standard than even in banks. Three, obviously, do not comment on the deal publicly or internally. If you are not directly involved, don't ask. We have got a good team handling it. Things will play out. 4, FTX going down is not good for anyone in the industry. Do not view it as a win for us. User confidence is severely shaken. Regulators will scrutinize exchanges even more. Licenses around the globe will be harder to get. And people now think we are the biggest and will attack us more, but that's okay. We are used to being open and leaning into headwinds. In fact, we embrace scrutiny. We must significantly increase our transparency, proof of reserves, insurance funds, etc. A lot more to come in this area. We have a lot of tough work ahead of us, not to mention price swinging wildly. 5, speaking of prices, as I have said many times over the years, ignore the prices. Let's keep our heads down and focus on building products people use. It has always worked over the years, and today is obviously no exception. Lastly, I wanted to say I'm really proud of each and every one of you for all your hard work, and as a team, thank you. We all have many challenges ahead of us. Let's continue to push ahead and help increase the freedom of money all around the world steadily and consistently. That is the message coming out of Binance. Well, I tell you what, it certainly felt calculated. Binance is highly unlikely, however, this late in the day, now going back the other way, saying it's highly unlikely to go through with the proposed rescue of FTX after glancing at the crypto exchange's books, according to a person familiar with the matter. But you know what really is amazing here? U.S. probes FTX empire over handling of client funds and lending. Really? Well, this is interesting because DAI broke this open. John Deaton had asked the question, could someone check Gary Gensler's calendar during the last year and see if he met with FTX? Well, you know what? At your service. Here comes DAI right here. 4 p.m., March 29, 2022. They met with damn near the whole company right here. Are you telling me in this conversation that Gary Gensler never asked him if they are, how leveraged they may be against a token they made out of thin air? Oh, this requires a response from Gary Gensler. He was meeting with SBF and FTX March 29th. Look at that. Remarkable how many people were there. You telling me it never came up? He could have stopped this from happening, it appears. John Deaton had this to say, and he says, how did I know that SBF and FTX would get meetings with Gary Gensler? Because he's one of the POTUS and Democratic Party's largest donors. That's how. Sam Bankman-Fried has said it himself. It's been announced everywhere he's one of the party's largest donors. So while they get the ear of the SEC, it prosecutes United States companies like Library and Ripple. You tell me what's going on out here, ladies and gentlemen. That sounds like regulatory capture to me. SBF was executing a plan of regulatory capture in the U.S. because he saw that it worked before. We all know he's referencing Eastgate there. In the meantime, the guy who has the ear of the regulators was throwing others like Binance under the bus while hurting consumers. The SEC is a disgrace. I'm inclined to agree with him. Then there's this. The U.S. government could actually come in and block the Binance FTX deal should it take shape. According to Cowen, analysts said investors should watch the situation closely as the U.S. government may intervene to block the deal. Now that would be something, right? These assets getting so centralized, or if it could be, and in fact, there was one point in here I did want to bring out of this, and I think I had it highlighted. It might not be there anymore, but it says here, we expect he will now point to the troubles, talking about Gary Gensler, at FTX to further prove his point. That means treating most tokens like securities and requiring trading platforms to register exchanges. How about in your meeting asking the company that made up their own token how much you've leveraged of that for credit? How about that question? Isn't that a good one? Yeah, it's a good one. You think the person running the agency or heading the agency would certainly have asked that. And how you get to be that person if you don't, right? Isn't that it? U.S. Treasury has imposed new sanctions on Tornado Cash, ladies and gentlemen, alleging its use by North Korean government. Yes, there you have it. And what they basically did here is this: the U.S. Treasury and its OFAC department have redesignated sanctioned coin mixer Tornado Cash. The Treasury related the new sanctions to its broader efforts to defund North Korea's weapons of mass destruction programs. Tornado Cash was first sanctioned in August, while a September update clarified the scope of the sanctions. You know, they're not backing off of this, is the reason I'm showing you this. And the world is moving quickly into the new digital age, while the United States remains stagnant and stuck in the moment it's been in for years now. The PYYPL, known as Pyypl app or project company, has said its plans to use the recently raised funds to develop and add new features to its proprietary technology. The company further wants to assist 800 million people and their smartphones, financially underserved, smartphone users. And I'm not going to read the whole article to you, but the company does want to further that in the way of virtual and physical prepaid cards with the smartphone users. And then I wanted to remind people that Pyypl, the team, teamed up with Ripple. We got that news last year about the same time. I think it was October. No, okay, so this says November. It's right there. But let's see here. This was from October 26th, of last year. So we've known that they've been teamed up to help with that. The world is moving quickly to a new system. It is obvious, whether it is in the form of remittance, in moving money in payment networks or social media platforms like hopefully Twitter we'll see soon. Here we see Japan's foreign reserves, however, fell again in October as Tokyo battled to prop up the yen by dumping its holdings of the US dollar. The perfect storm is emerging. I believe that outside of crypto, and I say this many times and I'm saying it again, there's lots of people that don't watch every video or they're new coming into this space. Crypto is going to be a very small segment of this new digital asset class. Look at the largest part of the world and where all the value in money is now. Derivatives, right? We're talking about commodities, all these other traditional markets. They're going to be digitized and tokenized, and they will be the largest markets. Because they already are. You know, quickly I see things moving in a way where there is a possibility or a window or crossroads, however you like to say it, where we literally can see the greatest financial paradigm shift in the history of mankind. And it comes out of something really bad happening, which is an economic collapse. And I believe these are little red flags that we see that are not really so little that tell us these things. And like when we reported in September that China was preparing for a massive dollar dump and the yuan buying spree as Beijing's prior interventions have failed to stem its currency's worst year since 1994. This is the narrative that's happening. We know that Russia, China, BRICS coalition, all have built an international payment system because they don't like the sanctions from SWIFT coming from the U.S. policy. They don't like it. So what I see here is I see Russia saying that at least a dozen countries are interested in joining BRICS. Now, this is pretty remarkable to me. This bloc is a commodity powerhouse. All these countries will move away from the US dollar for trade. The world is changing, and these are the types of events that are remembered throughout history. And they really are. And that system, that international payment system for BRICS coalition is already built according to China and Russia. That's not my speculation. They say it's built already. And we know there's MOUs, Memorandum of Understanding, between Saudi Arabia and BRICS to the tune of $15 billion. The petrodollar, the US dollar, used as the petrodollar to buy and sell the, oil in around the world. If it loses that status, explain to me how this does not become a black swan event for a new system to be introduced. The dollar would be in serious trouble. And now we see there's rumor that Germany may be looking to join BRICS. And this is based on the fact that a chancellor takes a visit there, Olaf Scholz, in Beijing. This is the first visit by a leader of a G7 nation in China in 3 years. And tell me that doesn't have anything to do with the resources issue and the cold winter that's coming. I really do believe that we are going to see some new paradigm shift in the monetary system. I believe we are moving from a debt-based system to a multipolar asset-backed system. How long it takes to get there, I don't know. But I tell you what, I'm here to see it through whether it happens or not, because I can't know everything. But I tell you that there is something afoot here, ladies and gentlemen. And as scary as it can feel sometimes, it's also extremely exciting to be watching it from where I think we're watching it from. Not financial advice from me or anyone else, just my digital perspectives. I'll catch all of you on the next one.